Kyle, here at the Shay on the eve of the Good Friday derby, how are the boys feeling ahead of this big game?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of excitement around, isn't there? And the boys are quite excited about it. So, look, one more session to go, and then we're into it tomorrow. So, looking forward to it.
The Good Friday fixture is always a traditional one in the calendar at Easter. You know, one that you're familiar with yourself from having played in the big Wigan Saints derbies over the years. Do preparations for derby games differ to so-called regular games?
In terms of preparation, it's always pretty consistent and similar. But I mean, you know, you can't get away from it. There is a different feel around the place, and it's no different here. So look, it's an exciting time and something we should be looking forward to, actually.
It's the biggest game of our season so far. Some might say we're sitting 6 from 6 at the top of the championship. The atmosphere is set to be electric here at the Shay. I mean, what's been your message to the boys on how to approach this, with it being such a big occasion for the club and the fans?
Look, you've got to enjoy it. You know, we can't look away from it as if we're not in a big, interesting, exciting derby against a great club themselves. So, look, we're going to take it in and we're going to enjoy it. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a game of rugby. So we prepare the way that we have, and we concentrate on what we need to, and look, we go out there to perform.
You bolstered your ranks this week with the signing of Tom Whitehead on loan from the Bradford Bulls. What will he bring to this team?
Yeah, like I say, Tom's a fantastic young player. Seen plenty of him. I know he's highly regarded by the guys over there at Warrington and the people in the Super League as well. So no, he's a great addition to our squad, and you know, he's got a lot of versatility and natural rugby league player, and yeah, really happy to have him on board and looking forward to working with him.
And will he go straight into contention for tomorrow's game?
Absolutely. Like I said, a great addition to our team and what we're trying to do, so it'd be daft not to try and use it.
We've had one come in, obviously, when the squad was announced. We've had 2 drop out for compassionate leave. That might force a bit of a reshuffle, but you're still confident in the 17 that you're going to put out there?
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind, and look, it's not something that shocked us. You know, we run on quite a small squad anyway, so we know we have to be adaptable. We know that we have to reshuffle things when we need to, and this week's no different. And like I said, it just makes things a bit more interesting. So, yeah, really good.
You've done your homework on the Bradford Bulls, the old enemy from the Panthers. What are you expecting them to bring tomorrow?
A good side, really good side. You can tell, well coached. You know, really experienced. You know, great coach, and some good players. So we're expecting a tough game. You know, interesting physical battle, and rightly so. And look, we're ready for it. And like I say, you can't wait now. Get tonight done, and we're into it tomorrow.
They've been a bit stop-start with their form, obviously. The Panthers are flying. How much does form factor into a game like this, a derby game, when both two teams come into it?
Yeah, well, obviously there's, you know, it's important. But at the end of the day, it's about attitude, isn't it? And we're just ready to, you know, keep working hard for each other, keep putting our best foot forward, and playing the way we train. And you know, it should put us in a good place to try and win the game.
You mentioned attitude then. There's big followings expected from both sides. The atmosphere is sure to be hostile and absolutely bouncing here. How important is it that we keep our discipline and control at times when things could potentially bubble over?
Well, that's no. You're right. But I mean, that's the same for every game. And like I said, you're professional. You know, there's an edge that you need, and I expect. But at the end of the day, you have to be disciplined and make sure you're not costing your teammates silly errors and, you know, silly field positions. So, look, we'll be trying to live on the edge a little bit and try and make sure we're in the game, but at the same time being smart.
Those stands will be packed with blue and white at one end, red, amber and black at the other. There'll be a lot of people here for the first time, their first game in the Panthers, the first game this season. What's your message to the fans about what this atmosphere and this occasion is going to be like?
No, like you say, it'd be our first as a staff and people who haven't been at the club, you know, for a very long time. So we're excited. I'm fully aware of what this game is, and you know, for the last few months since I've been here, people have just been talking about Bradford. So we're fully aware of that, and the boys are ready. You know, they go out there and they're representing the club and the town in the right way, and look forward to seeing them.